Thanks to 9 to 5 Mac and Mac Rumors, we have seen a lot of leaked upcoming features for both iOS and WatchOS, and I'm going to tell you about them right now. I'm Skylar, let's get started. So, iOS 14 features. The first thing here is this fitness app. This is an app that is designed to walk you through workouts using Apple TV, iPhone, and Apple Watch. This right here is a mock-up someone made of the iPhone app, which looks pretty cool. There's two concepts in this video, and there will be links in the descriptions to both of them. So, this is kind of an interesting feature to have here, with using the features of many of these devices to work together to create this workout experience, which could prove to be really kind of nice. iMessage features. So these are some actually really cool things that have been leaked here. The first one here is mentioned. So this is in a group message. And so this is just mentioning someone's name, and it just lets them know that you're talking to them if they're not paying attention or anything. That way they are aware of what's going on in this group message. The next feature here is retracting messages. So this is actually a really cool one where you send a message, but then you can basically unsend it. That's what it's called on Instagram, unsend, and it lets the person know that you have basically retracted your message that you were going to send. The next thing here is group typing indicators. Really simple thing. Just shows you all the different people who are typing at the moment. Really useful, nice feature to see there. And I believe, oh yes, there is one more. Look at this one. Marking as unread. So this comes straight from email, and that's to mark something as unread so that you can come back to it if you forget about it, or this is an urgent thing that you need to remember to check on. And that's actually a really useful feature. I'm quite a fan of that one. And the next thing here is an AR app. So this one I imagine like holding up your camera in some sort of store, like an Apple store or Starbucks, and seeing information about devices just by holding up your thing, going up to things, and seeing stuff about them through AR on your camera. And this will hopefully be expanded to third parties in the future. The next thing here is iPadOS focus, and this is expanded mouse and trackpad support. So there has been for the iPad some support for this as of iPadOS 13, which gave support for a mouse as an accessibility feature. But it looks like we're going to be seeing more in the way of this, as it's going to have a cursor that disappears after a short bit, and it'll have gestures for certain things like right-click for a click on their smart keyboard trackpad. So that'll be kind of useful to see there. The next thing is, this one's kind of cool. So handwriting recognition. So this is with the Apple Pencil. I don't have one. But you take your Apple Pencil, write on your iPad, or maybe the iPhones will get this support, and you simply get that handwriting turned into text for you. That is incredibly cool to see. HomeKit support for things like automatically turning on lights, for things like catching fire alarms or people knocking at the door, and facial recognition when people are at the door so that you could know who it is, or facial recognition in other places, which is actually I think really cool if you have these HomeKit supported cameras and lights and things. The next thing is using Siri and all the system voices, and it uses custom voices for them that you can download for all of the things, Apple Maps, Siri, all the things that use those voices. So maybe someone makes a Mickey Mouse voice. That'd be kind of fun to see as your Siri voice. This next thing coming up here is third-party wallpaper packs, which could be really nice to see. And then, finally, it is about time setting default apps. I can tell you, Android has had this forever. They've always had this. And now in iOS 14, we may see the ability to set your default apps, such as you want to use Google Maps instead of Apple Maps, or you want to use Gmail instead of Mail, or Chrome instead of Safari. Just awesome things like that. Very simple, useful things. And this last thing is very interesting. This is ListView. So we're talking the ability to basically, I think, kind of like App Drawer for Android, where you have just a list of your apps with using Siri suggestions, other useful things like that. This is one concept for it. This is another concept which I think looks really, really cool. Like, check that out. That's an awesome looking concept there, and I would love to actually see something like that. That would be awesome. So, support. iOS 14 will possibly, we've seen a few leaks of this, and I'm kind of thinking this too, be supported by all the same devices as iOS 13. This is in a move similar to iOS 12, focused on a little bit of performance and keeping all the same devices. That would be really nice. I'm rooting for that. We will just have to wait and see on that one. The next thing here is WatchOS. We're looking at a few things with WatchOS, including the ability to share watch faces. So I have this really cool watch face that I made here for a song, and I would like to share it with my friend. Well, that will be a new ability, along with lots of new features as well, and the ability to have a child's Apple Watch pair with the parent's phone. That is something actually really nice for just giving your kid an Apple Watch to have them just use a little bit as kind of their first phone, just a little bit of a useful device. Another feature is school time, which will allow parents to restrict Apple Watch usage and features during a certain time, like school. Very useful for younger kids or older kids alike, and especially their parents to use upon them. Also, this one we've been waiting on forever, built-in sleep tracking from Apple. This is a really cool feature that we're definitely hoping for, and I'm very excited for this one to come. WatchOS will also come out in September, and there's nothing to support this, but I'm guessing that it will support all the same devices as before, but I really don't know. That's just my guess. Now, as usual, not all of these features I've said today will make it to WWDC, and not all of them will make it through the summer. But some of these features will make it, and we will see some of these cool features in the summer at WWDC and in the fall when iOS and WatchOS come out. So I'm really looking forward to this release, getting really hyped for this in this year of Apple, despite some issues we're getting off to with coronavirus. But once we get past that, we'll have a lot to look forward to from Apple. I'm Skylar. Thanks for watching. Bye.